Hey everybody, I am quitting weed and I want to talk to you about how to beat those cravings. I don't exactly know what day I'm on, I have to look at the calendar, but I think I'm approaching 60 days of quitting weed, and I've been receiving a lot of comments from people saying, "Hey, I'm with you, Eric. Thanks for the inspiration. I'm on day 2. I'm on day 6." And those first 10 days are the hardest days. The first 2 weeks are difficult. It gets easier. If I can do it, I know you can do it. This video is all about what I have done to beat the cravings. And so I want to address that for a moment. This is not going to be a long video. Stay tuned till the very end. And please, if you're doing something that I don't mention and it's working for you, I would love it if you would leave a comment below. That way we can help everybody, because I do genuinely believe that we are in this together. Okay, so in a nutshell, do something harder than what you're avoiding. You're avoiding smoking weed. This is something that you have chosen to do. We've gotten habitualized in our use of weed, even addicted to smoking marijuana. So you've got to do something harder than that actual craving. So doing something harder than the state that you're currently experiencing. It could be agitation, it could be annoyance, it could just be, man, I want to smoke. Whatever it is, you have to do something harder than that state of being. Because when you do something harder in that state than that state of being that you're experiencing, it's going to bounce you out of that craving state. And it's going to put you into a harder state. But once you get out of that harder state that you've chosen, you will return to the normal state of being that you're aiming to return to, so you don't have to carry that burden of craving smoking weed anymore. And you'll just actually get to be the normal you that was always you before you developed the habit. Okay, so you got to do something harder than the state that you're in. This is why it's hard, because by and large, people do not choose to do hard things. And I'm telling you, you can do hard things. All right, so if you do this often enough, you will not only kick the weed habit, but you will also become a changed person. This quitting weed is more than just quitting weed. It is about transformation. I really believe that. That's why I'm really adamant about don't do things to get you out of that state that aren't healthy. Don't start smoking cigarettes to satiate that feeling. Don't start eating cupcakes to reward yourself for not smoking weed. All right, so do something that's productive, something where you will put your focus. Now, here are about 6 or 7 things that have worked for me, and I'm just going to run through them. Number 1 is aggressive exercise. I get into that weight room, I got the headphones on, the music is hard and fast, and I'm lifting weights, and I'm sweating, and I'm breathing, and I'm angry. But I can take it out on the weights, can pump that iron. Or I'll sprint. I'll walk out my front door and just sprint down the street, walk back, sprint again, walk back, sprint again, so on and so forth, until I get rid of that craving state. And it's hard. It's hard to do. Another thing is, this isn't necessarily harder, but it's kind of harder. I just will walk out the door and keep walking. Long, long walk. I will not bring my phone. I will bring nothing that I need to communicate with anybody. I will just walk. I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm done. I can't take it anymore. I'm just walking out the door. And I'll walk for 45 minutes, an hour and a half. No phone. Don't take your phone. Another thing, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, burpees. You just be in your living room. If I got my kids, walk into the front yard or just do it in the living room. Push-ups, pull-ups. Got a little bar. It's in the door threshold. Burpees, easy to do. Easy to just do right there on the fly. Hard to do. It will take you out of that state of being. The next one, number 2, how to beat the cravings. Okay, here's another one that I use. It works really well for me. It is a cold plunge bath. I will turn on the cold water, straight up cold water, no warm water whatsoever, straight up cold water. Fill the bath up, get in, and just sit in there for anywhere no less than 2 minutes, up to 5 or 6 minutes. And those first 30 seconds, I I am out of that state of craving weed, because the only thing that I am doing is trying to breathe. Because when you get in cold water, you're like, and you got to find yourself. You got to find that breath. Cold showers also work. I got to tell you, I like this so much that cold baths is my new drug of choice. Lots of health benefits to it. It will most definitely take you out of that state of craving weed. Another thing that sometimes works, uh, it's not that hard. It might not take you out of the state. But I just turn on the warm water and run my hands under it. It's soothing. If I, it's worked for me. I'm really fortunate. I don't necessarily suffer from feeling anxiety or anxious. But it's not to say that I haven't ever felt that way before. And I've certainly felt that way over this last 55, 60 days as a result of craving weed. And when I don't really want to work hard, I will just turn on the warm water, put my hands underneath it, close my eyes, and just breathe. It's soothing. Another thing that I have found that works really well for me is focused reading and prayer from the Bible. Now, you might not be thinking that this is especially difficult, but have you tried it? Have you opened up, let's say, Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John? John's my favorite. Read from it and read closely from it. I mean, make it analytical and make it so you're feeling it in your heart. And then go ahead and springing out of that, write a prayer. Try to understand what you're reading. That doesn't necessarily have to be the Bible. It can be something else. But if you're not a reader, I wasn't necessarily a reader of the Bible. I've been reading it a lot more since 2020 and post-COVID. That's another story for another day, and I'd love to tell it to you. But for the sake of this, beating cravings, close reading of a spiritual text. In my case, I go to the Bible, I read closely. Out of that, paper and pencil in hand, I write a prayer for myself and for my healing of craving weed. Okay? Another one is more generic than that, is simply writing in a journal. Not typing, not using your phone. Again, this is a composition book and a pen or pencil, and with the date at the top of it, and you're writing down your thoughts, you're writing down your responses to the day's events, you're writing down insights that you have, you're writing down wishes, hopes, dreams, angers, frustrations. You're writing it all down. Do that for 25 or 30 minutes and you will be exhausted. I promise you this. I have a journal trick to help you get back to sleep at night as well. For those of you who are suffering from not being able to fall asleep at night, I'm going to save that for another video, but please, I hope that you like and subscribe. That way you can be notified when I make another video, and I have that one coming because I've heard in the comments a lot of folks are having difficulty sleeping. I've never had that. Sleeping has been an escape for me, and I'll talk more about that later. Another one is Wim Hof breathing or box breathing. Go ahead and look it up. I don't necessarily feel comfortable or want to show you here in this video because I'll look goofy. But if you go ahead and YouTube search Wim Hof breathing method or box breathing method, go ahead and use that, employ that. It is hard. In particular, the box breathing is a lot more difficult for me than the Wim Hof breathing. I actually have used Wim Hof breathing in the past for other things, just as something that's healthy to do. So those are the things. We got aggressive exercise, we got cold water, we've got focused Bible reading and prayer, or just focused reading from any type of text that's maybe a little bit more difficult. We've got writing your feelings, all of them, in a journal, and we've got Wim Hof or box breathing. These things have helped me and have worked for me to beat the cravings in my quest to go 90 days without smoking weed. All right, my name's Eric Walker, and I, on a whim, about 60 days ago, made a video talking about why I was going to quit weed. And I wanted to put that video out there as a way to document my experience. Lo and behold, I got a lot of comments and a lot of likes and a lot of encouragement. And this has been inspiring to me. And so I'm committed throughout this 90 days of quitting weed, making these videos to document my experience and to share with you. I definitely encourage you to subscribe and to like and to leave a comment. In particular, leaving a comment is great. I always, if it's positive anyway, I will write a comment back. I like that kind of a relationship. I also want to make it available to you. My phone number. This is my business phone number. It's text only. 269-389-9801. More than one person has texted me. I've had a little back and forth exchange. If you need this, if you're really struggling and you really want to quit and you need just a little bit of support or a kick in the pants, by all means, hit me up with a text. All right, thanks for watching.